Shalom, welcome to Out of Africa Torah Session. My name is Tatrua Cohen, and this week we are on Parashat Balak, a very interesting story of how the mighty army of Israel was sweeping through the entire land of the ancient. And we are told that upon conquering the Canaanites and later on the Amorites, the Moabites were very terrified of this dread of Israel, which was now coming and eventually going to sweep through Moab. So we are told in the text that the king of Moab, and who happened to be Balak himself, named after this magnificent Torah portion, we see him now beginning to not only prepare for the battle, but he realized something that even to this day, the rabbis tell us that this was the strength of Israel. The strength of Israel was not in mighty. The strength of Israel was not in the army. The strength of Israel was not military, whereas it was actually in their spiritual standing with Hashem. And this is the secret which Moab actually realized. And then the king of Moab realized that if I disturb the spiritual standing of the people of Israel, eventually they will become so weak that when they come to the battlefront, he is certain that he is going to defeat them. Well, we see later on in the text that, the story became very dramatic to the point that even Hashem could not allow Balak and Balaam to win over Israel. And we see that the Lord had to intervene. But in all this intervention, at the end, an advice came, and that advice was part of the destruction of the people of Israel. Well, they may have been conquered temporarily, but we learned something even from our mistakes. And in this case, the rabbis continue to tell us that Balaam actually helped us to see something that was of great importance. And this is the lesson which I have for you and me today. In as much as we are surrounded with so many battles in this life, but all these battles, they are supposed to be won spiritually. They are not supposed to defeat our spiritual standing with Hashem. And if we are defeated, God forbid, spiritually, it is so certain that we shall be defeated even physically, even militarily. And this resonates very well when you look at the modern state of Israel today. You can tell they are a minority. You can tell they are a few people. You can tell Israel is the least if you are to really face facts. But surprisingly, because of their spiritual standing, Israel will always emerge victoriously. And my message to you is very simple. If you resolve to follow your spiritual standing, if you resolve to invest in your spiritual standing, you are more certain, like what King Balak and the prophet Balaam actually say. You are going to be certain that you will win. But if you are defeated spiritually, well, like what Balaam says, you shall be defeated even physically. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom all.